Alright, folks. Welcome back. It is day 195. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第195天，95天。This is our final novel learning day. We finally reached the end. Oh, I realized I actually left I left it from the review thing. Okay, so one last recall in the normal sense of the thing, and we'll see what the daily refresh is like if we have time. I'm at fashionably late again. Can't help but want to constantly be sounding like that nagging person to get people to hey, invest in your own growth. Sometimes life is long, but sometimes life is too short to not invest in oneself, right? And then surround yourself with wonderful people that want to be around. I sound a little bit sappier and retrospective and long digressions, and now it's because it's the end of the year. 2024 is almost over. The last couple years, the last couple years of stream, near the end, I often get a little bit very long-winded. I spend a lot of time reflecting and celebrating and trying to pep people up, but at the same time, it's a bittersweet moment. End of another year oftentimes can be a very nostalgic pit of remorse and regret sometimes, and I want to squelch that, obviously, and then build people up, encourage people to be looking forward to the next year, right? Oftentimes that's kind of in the spirit of celebration of New Year's internationally. Of course, New Year's depends on the solar calendar and the lunar calendar. However, I like to say that my attitude towards New Year's, both the Western New Year and the Eastern New Year, is very similar. It's a hybrid of the two, right? You wish people good health, good fortune, happy thoughts, make them want to be excited of the new year, whether they're in the pits or not. One of the greatest solutions, or one of the most appropriate things one can do to get someone who you might know is having a problem or being a little depressed and whatnot, so get them excited, get them involved in their lives, and then hopefully making yourself available. And then one day they can be available for you too. So great to have that camaraderie while at the same time also exercising a bit of self-love, right? Sorry, that sounded really soppy. It does, end of the year does that to me. All right, so let's get into it's such a coincidence that we've reached the end of the Chinese course in Duolingo right before the New Year's rolled around. So what a way to end it. Technically tomorrow is the 31st for me. However, tomorrow, today's the 30th. Actually, tomorrow's the 31st. At 30th. Sorry, it's past midnight now, so I gotta adjust my frame of mind. So appropriate. New Year's Eve, right? Okay. When we hit our review cycle for this. Okay, so let's talk to coworkers, right? I don't think I've done very well on this recall. I was slacking a little bit. We've been rushing. Sorry. We had so many good discussions lately. Okay. So unit 11, our final unit. So we did weather first. When do. Oh my goodness. Please. Alright, that's just gonna have to be acceptable. Oh, I have trouble with this sound actually. Nguyen, 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 yeah, Nguyen, yeah, Nguyen, Nguyen, yeah, Nguyen, Hua, and it's a different read on He, Hua, Nguyen, 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 Hua, um. 2块，2块，2块。Dry, 燥 something 燥，干燥，干燥。Alright, now we switch over. No. Wait a minute. Sheng, yeah, Sheng, oh. I'm like, wait a minute. Sheng Yi. Sheng Yi. Sheng Yi. Responsibilities. Responsibilities. No. Hi. I see the character, but what is it? Mu, Fu, no. Jing, no. Not Fei. Oh, 责任，责任，责任。Responsibilities, stress, 发意. Oh, it's actually the E. Oh no, fa li. Fa li. Li is fa li. We have responsibilities. Oh, not responsibility. Wait, yeah. Yeah, responsibilities. And oh, 工资 there's 加班 and bonus 金奖金奖金 Being on stage 19 is crazy. I mean 11. This stage this on stage 19, stage 11. It's our last. It's kind of a bittersweet moment. Our last unit. Approximate. I had a trouble with this yesterday. Yeah, 大约 Okay, 大约商量 Ah, sorry. Every time I make that noise, I don't know if anyone picks up on when I'm making that noise like ah ah ah. It's a very specific thing I'm doing. Um, I don't know how many people watch Bob's Burgers anymore, but it's whenever I don't remember her name either. The one daughter, whenever like she's panicking, she makes that noise constantly and like walks around while constantly making that noise. And whenever I do that, that's what I'm referring to. Xiang, yeah, Xiang Liang. Um, okay, so what is this? Approximate. Now we got Xiang Liang. Xiang Liang is to discuss. Xiang Liang. Oops. E. 意见 or opinions. 意见 misunderstood. 误会 Oh, no. That's not the right radical. Yes. 误会. Misunderstood, which leads to an apology. Is this the one that I wrote the wrong character? Yeah, I wrote the wrong character last time. 不是谁的错？谁的错？包谁的错？包 it's 包 this one. I mean 包 Oh no, wait, maybe it's not. No, never mind. This one's fine. It's definitely this 包抱歉. Eh? I'm gonna have to double check this one. We'll put a dot here. 抱歉. Oh, I did it again. Wrong radical. Yeah, 抱歉. To be sorry. And then to forgive. Forgive. 原谅. Yeah. All right. Now we have the other side of things. 从不. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't know if I remember what the character is. I think it's like this. No. Yeah, I don't remember. It's long. We'll just skip long. I missed 3 yesterday, right? No, missed technically 2. Lan and for lazy. Lan and don't remember. They're just gonna fall by the wayside for now. We'll get in the review. Okay. 从不 never give up. 从不放弃 Ugh, that's a little sloppy. It's fine. We'll accept it. Ugh. 放弃 this is where we bring in dual and duar. If you're wondering who duar is, this is duar and duar. The other phrase is encourage. Oh, what is encourage? Yeah, I don't remember encourage either. Door. Okay. Door. Door 是一只猫。猫头. Okay, and then we gotta write this like twice the size because the character is too congested. It's ying. It's gigantic. Owl. Owl. 猫头鹰。猫头鹰。I forgot feet too. Oh no. 早. I got 早. It's kind of like that kind of looks right. 早. This left radical might not be correct. Those are the three that I missed yesterday, so I guess I need more. Let's do the ones we did practice. Yu Mao. Feathers. Green feathers. Yu Mao. Like 绿色羽毛. 绿色的羽毛. They basically described door. And mouth. 嘴巴. 嘴巴. 喂. Yes. 嘴巴. And our new color, which is orange. 橙. 橙. Right. I told myself I was going to review the 3 new additions, but I obviously didn't because we went really late. Alright, Unit 10. Last time, discuss business. How does one discuss business? What did we do? Oh. 公司 公司 Whoops. No one saw that, it's fine. 对 Our flamingo at the window. 免贵 But now no, there's no window. It's just a flamingo. 会微信 Oh, yeah, 贵姓 Right? Yeah, 贵姓 company So company investments. Uh, 投资. Oh. Uh, 回做 to elaborate. 回做. Keep. Keep. Sure. Yeah, it is a sure. 保持. Contact. Lian, 练气. Maybe 联系. I have to check on that too. Things are falling apart. Yeah. And we'll put a dot here. What else we have? We have insurance. Oh, this is the one that I made a mistake. This is 保险. Insurance for risks. Risks are Feng right? Feng yes. And what type of risk? Which I deal with, which I consider a lot of times. 版权 copyright. 版权. Okay. Consultation. Oh, I guessed on this yesterday. G something. G10. No. I know the characters though. G10. Maybe. G10. Kind of looks like a Jian. Tian. G10. It's either Jian or Tian. It's kind of Tian sounds nicer. G10. And Lu. 律师. Okay, now we get into other stuff. 趴乡 right 趴乡市趴乡市没事 nope nothing happened right no problems nothing happened 没事还是有事 there were problems something did happen 有事 and we can go with 很重 no 严重 something serious happened right 严重 严重 so on the one hand we have an accident why something why EY accident 受伤 injury or yeah injured 受伤伤受伤 and help 救命 救 help 救命 oh no not it 救命 and 救护车 ambulance 救护车护 护车 so tall and then we have the other side of things we have toll steal toll 报警 calling the cops 报警警 is 报警警察 police yes 诶辛苦辛苦辛苦 are tough 诶 感谢，感谢 give thanks. Thank you. 感谢 and 愉快 happy 愉快 okay. So what we're looking for this and line and encourage. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank on. Oh, T something. Like T Liang or T Ling. T Qing. Oh, T Xing. Oh, T Jing? T Xing? I think it's T Xing. Um, this T, and I don't remember the Xing. Because this is a repeat, the other one isn't. Oh, wait. Oh. There's something else. Oh, no, there's more. Because I... Oh, no, wait. I remember what Xing is. Oh, no. No, there's another thing I'm missing. The character is... It has Li in it. I'm missing so many. Because it looks like this. It's missing a character to the left. Missing Li. Yeah, I'm missing quite a bit, actually. Alright. So let's double check on the read on this. What did I think this was? Contact. I was thinking between qi or xi or qi. Kinda feels like 联系 or 联系. I feel like it's 联系. And I don't remember if this bao is correct. Oh, let's go look. Oh boy. Boy howdy. Oh, it's this one. Ti Xing. Oh, Ti Xing. Dang it. Ti Xing. And then the other one is the Drunken Star. Oh, it's the Drunken Star. Oh, okay. Okay, so Ti Xing. And yeah, this is the other one. That's about encourage. Guli. Guli. And then Lan. Is Lan here too? No, Lan is not here. We have to see it in the lesson. What about Guli? Dang. I miss Guli. Okay. All right. Let's try to get some Chinese in. And then see what the daily review is like.
我们的工作一样，为什么工资不一样？
我们的工作，我们的工作一样，为什么？为什么？Oh, that's interesting. 工资不一样。Interesting. Our jobs are the same. Why are our salaries different?
别给他太大压力。
别给他太大压力。
别给太大他
太大压力。
压力。
Stress, don't stress them out.
多尔鼓励我们从不放弃学习。
多尔鼓励我们从不放弃学习。I forgot to check the other one. Dang it. It's fine. Never give up. Never surrender.
最近我的工作压力很大。
最近我的工作压力很大。My work has been very stressful or under a lot of pressure recently.
这个工作工资高，但是压力很大。
这个工作工资高，但是压力很大。So this work has a high salary. The salary of this work is high, pays a lot, but it's very stressful. A lot of stress. A lot of pressure. That's
明天会比今天暖和。明天比今天
What?
明天会比今天暖和。
会
暖和。
Yeah, 暖和。Tomorrow will be warm.
多尔鼓励我们每天学习。
多尔鼓励我们每天学习。Tour encourages us to study every day.
他喜欢给你发电子邮件，鼓励你学习。
鼓励你学习。
他喜欢给你发电子邮件，鼓励你学习。你
Oops.
他喜欢
给你
他喜欢给你发电子邮件，鼓励你学习。
电子邮件
发电子邮件。
你
鼓励
你学习。Yeah. So he Duo likes to send you emails reminding you, email notifications remind you to study.
他喜欢给你发电子邮件，鼓励你学习。
鼓励。Yesterday. 他昨天加班和太 maybe 一定
他一定加班。昨天
他昨天一定加班才Oh no, you don't
一定
have to. 才回来很晚。
回来 很晚，
很晚 or 很晚 or is that somewhere else? 他昨天下班才回来很晚 or 他才
很晚，
很晚很晚回来。
很晚，
We'll go with this one. Dang it. Dang it, it's the other way. Oh, no, it's not. Oh. I couldn't make up my mind how to phrase the latter half. Oh. So only came and then back late is interesting.我的老板上个月还没有给我的没有就是没有给我工资。So
老板，
我的老板
没有
给
我
我
工
工资。Oh,
上个月
上个月。Forgot the time. Also need time to.
今天他
今天晚
晚上
也要 overtime 加班
加班，
我
这个
这个星期每天要加班。How do I screw this up? Oh, 才 and then 很 okay. Okay.
他昨天加班很晚才回来。Wait, no, 回来。Oh, that's just neutral. I guess marked as. Oh, that's interesting. 回来。Yeah, that's okay. We'll just keep going forward here.
我们的老板很麻烦，
我的老板很麻烦。我们的老板很麻烦。
别离开我，
别离开我。
他去年离开了伦敦。
他去年离开了伦敦。
他
去年离开
了伦敦。他去年离开了伦敦。
我会给你打电话。
我会给你打电话。
你们不会给我打电话。你们不会给我
打电话。
他是世界上最有钱的人。
他是世界上最有钱的人。 English.
星星，安静，
铅笔，
铅笔，
世界，
铅笔本，
笔记本，
笔记本。Sorry, I got
过去
something.
3个月我在德国工作。
过去3个月我在德国工作。Okay. What? Oh.
过去3天为什么你不回我的电话？过去
3天为什么？
为什么？
你不给我no， 你不跟我
过去3天为什么你不回我的电话？
不回我的
电话。
长江比黄河长吗？
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 长吗？长江 yes 长 The answer is no. Wait, the answer is yes. Wait, which one's oh no? Yeah, wait, which direction is this? Oh yeah, it's fine. The answer is yes. Right? Yes. What was this? Chang Jiang.
你知道长江在哪儿吗？
你开车来要50分钟。
你开车来要50分钟。Okay. Wait. What am I missing? What? Is it like 4? It'll take 15 minutes for you to drive here? Oh my god. 我每天开车去公司。
他
是
世界
上有钱的人，最有钱的人。对。
你们看了电子邮件吗？
你们看了电子邮件吗？Oh no. How you say just? 我只 no. 我刚才给了你 发给了你发 or 发了给你发了 Oh no, I don't know where the la is supposed to go.
电子邮件
电子邮件 Okay, it's at the end. Fine.
你什么时候要出差？
你什么时候要出差？
我明天要出差。
我明天要出差 OK.
我明天要
出差。
你去过他的家吗？
你去过他的家吗？
你
been to our
来
过我们的商店吗？
他会马上回你的电话。
他会马上回你的电话。OK。
我还没有回你的电子邮件，对不起。
我还没有回你的电子邮件，对不起。我还没有回你的
电子邮件，对不起。
他已经买了机票。
已经买了机票。
去意大利的机票太贵了。
OK 去意大利的机票太贵了。
我们一起去吃午饭吧。
我们一起去吃午饭吧。鸟刀办公室一起banana just kidding香蕉
不远，你可以走路去那里。
不远。Oh, that's the arcade banana? Yeah, it's the arcade banana. Yeah, for sure. What's the non-arcade banana? What do they go with now? Oh, they do keep it that? Okay. Because that's the one that I'm used to. Danjiao. Yeah, Japanese uses banana. I know. Yeah. 不远。你可以走路去哪儿去那里。Oh no. This is 量。No. 质量。Dang it. That's a 质量。芭蕉. So close. Actually, Japanese use 芭蕉. Ooh. That's closer to yeah, 芭蕉 is pretty close. Bayou is the Fujianese. Bayou is like a plantain, I think. Yeah, it's closer to that. Yeah. Bayou is the Fujianese, so it's closer to 芭蕉 as well.
远。
yen t-shirt shirt枪衬衫ah man 衬衫 it's yeah 衬衫眼镜
眼睛
not 眼镜眼镜 is you stopped and think about every agricultural product now 小费 let's watch a movie together next week
我们
我们明天我们下个week 下个星期看电影吧 Wait I'm missing something 一起看电影吧
走吧
Like the Japanese word for corn is super messed up because they never had corn. Omono. Koshi. Tomoro. Oh yeah, Tomoro Koshi. Oh, interesting. Someone that was Japanese used corn as their username, so I'm not sure. Soba. Go traveling Spain next.
我们
明年去西班牙旅游吧。
机场离这里远吗？
机场离这里机场离这里远吧？远吗？
酒店离饭馆太远了。
Corn could mean like native corn or the selective bred giant ones that families are families with. Yeah, I can see that.
酒店离饭馆太远了。
酒店离这里离饭馆。酒店离饭馆 far
太远了。酒店离饭馆太远了。
停车。他们什么时候去上学？
我们什么时候去喝啤酒？
我们什么时候去喝啤酒？
你的西班牙语水平提高了。
Soon, maybe, one day.
请靠左边停。
请靠左边停。请靠左边停。
我的公司不让我请假。
我的公司不让我请假。不让我请假。 Okay, she said that. Okay.
我的公司
公司
不让
我请假。
请假。
为什么黄河是黄色的？
It's a good question.
为什么
为什么
黄河
是
黄色
的？
为什么黄河是黄色的？
Why is the yellow river yellow? Do you really want to know?
黄河为什么黄河是
黄色的？ Alright. It's always very casual when it comes to practicing Chinese.
你对这件事情有什么意见？
And now we're back to all the things I keep forgetting. Because this is the last one. I've been slacking off pretty hard the last couple days. My stamina is pretty low when we get to the Chinese lessons.
你对这件事情有什么意见？
什么意见？
你
对这个事情 no 这件事情有什么意见？
有什么
意见？
意见？
物 Oh, it is bao. Oh yeah, I screwed up. The bao that I thought was bao is bao. It's bao. The bao. And I wrote the wrong bao. I wrote the other bao this time. I wrote bao. I wrote bao. I avoided writing bao. But the first time I wrote bao, the other bao. And then now I wrote the other bao, the bao. And I'm looking for this bao. Oh, boy.
报
Cover the gauntlet. Okay.
暖
暖 暖
鸭则
oh. Hello?
报
This was Jian, right? Yeah, Jian. Jiang.
讲
讲指
直抽床鸭
我觉得你误会他了。
我觉得你误会他了。Okay. 我们的生意 no
的
我们生意的 no
生意的
我们的生意不好。哦，我们的生意
现在
不好。
不好。
天气很干燥，你要多喝水。
天气很干燥，你要多喝水。Yeah, wrong bow. This bow. I messed up this bow.
抱歉，
抱歉。我不能帮你。我不能帮你。我
这次
我不能帮你。
这个工作工资高，但是压力很大。
这个工作，这个工作工资高，工资高，但是压力很大。It is warm today. 今天很暖和 I don't get it really well.
今天暖和，
暖和，我们出去吧 or yeah 我们出去吧 Oh, I forgot the 很。
我这个星期每天要加班。
我这个星期每天要加班。Right. All right. Whose responsibility is this? Who's responsible? So, 责任。责任。这是谁的？这是谁的责任？责任。
我想先跟老板商量一下。
我想先跟老板商量一下。哎。When does the company play? 什么时候公司发 bonuses? I thought 加班 was Japan. Oh, that's a good 加班 Japan. Oh, I get it. That's actually pretty funny. I didn't even cross my mind. Japan. Like I tuned out off the page and just heard it. I do hear Japan now. Japan. What does the company pay?
什么？
什么时候？公司发 bonus 奖金 All right. We're making work. I mean, we're doing work, not making work.
外面的温度非常高。
外面的温度，呢？Yes. 外面的温度很高。
温度。
哦，太高，非常高。
外面的温度非常高。
非常高。 I'm sorry. Duario. Sorry. Duario.
绿色
绿色的羽毛。
羽毛。
羽毛 or yeah, wrong tone on the 毛。羽毛。You're a Japanese learner, but you're interested in Chinese. What would you say are the similarities and differences between studying Chinese and Japanese? Chinese has an alphabet with their characters, and Japanese doesn't. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I think one difference would be the most glaring difference, the most glaring similarities that you will love or hate is Hanzi and kanji shares pools in characters. So that would be if I had to highlight a similarity, this would be someone who already has Japanese. This would be the first similarity. This is not, I would say, probably the most noticeable one. And the highlighted difference, I would say, which can be an advantage and a disadvantage. Hanzi is treated in the sense that usually there's one read average, and then obviously you're familiar that kanji has multiple reads because of onyomi and kunyomi. That's kind of one of the highlighted differences. Now you might be thinking, whoa, hot dog, that means you only need to remember, focus on one thing, but that means you get double the density in characters, if you know what I mean. So like to reach the same, like maybe like the purposeful things about characters, then you must really like these characters. Now this is one of the things that are highlighting the characters. Now in terms of similarities and differences in like a different property, let's say speaking, obviously the difference is Chinese is tonal and Japanese is technically tonal in a different sense. It's pitch accent, right? I'm generalizing here, but when I think of tonal changes, I think of pitch changes. So to me, as someone who is used to hearing pitching up and pitching down, I can hear Japanese as a tonal language, but it's often more consistently tonal, while Chinese is more dynamically tonal. So you could consider it as a similarity or a difference on your mindset, right? When I hear a Japanese sentence, I hear a tonal difference. So I focus on, a lot of times I focus on chunks because it reminds me of Chinese tonality. So that could be something that you find that's similar or different. And that can be a thing too. So, and then listening. Listening, I actually think the Chinese sample size. So I'm kind of like tackling each thing, like listen. So for listening, Chinese sample size, like their voice, like when you have automated voice and stuff, I think it's higher fidelity and accuracy, largely due to the nature of there was a lot of early investment in communication when it comes to Mandarin, largely due to its like bigger footprint, right? But now it might not be true, but the fidelity is already set. So when you're listening to voice samples and stuff, and then Chinese has a lot of accents as well. So Chinese has a lot of accents. Yes, we have to keep that in mind too. Has a lot of accents. However, when you're thinking about like vocal sampling, right? The vocal sampling, it's quite reliable. It's not as subtle. So I think one of the things that contribute to Japanese criticisms of like automation, right? Like frankly says, it's subtle. Pitch accent is incredibly subtle, right? And you create that little contrast of, do you have to worry about your pitch accent and whatnot? This might be a similarity or difference when it comes to listening. And then you also have speaking, right? Speaking. So this would constitute as involving speaking and also the idea of tonality. If you think that's a similarity or difference, it would impact speaking. And then when it comes to reading, we talked about Hanzi and Kanji, and then the sharing a common pool and one read average wise, and then multiple reads. So that impacts reading and writing, right? So those are probably the ones that I would highlight since you have experience with Japanese learning. And I think all of this stuff is why I enjoy learning Japanese and Chinese together. So for these reasons, I think Chinese and Japanese are fantastic together. Now, it is nice to have a foundation in one or the other so that you can use it as a memory aid. I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't know anymore. I consciously chose to be covering all the foundations of Japanese before I tackled Chinese. The caveat here is I had a background in Chinese sounds already. So it can be a little bit different for your experience. However, hearing from other people, it is quite engaging when you are relating Chinese. So oftentimes one of the quote-unquote tricks, right, that you get to force yourself to engage in a new habit I talk about is related to something you already do very regularly, related to an established habit. And this rings true for languages. So oftentimes when people say, oh, it's easier to find a related language, right? However, to me, I don't necessarily think the relatedness is driven by its similarities and differences, like the literal similarities and differences. It's the psychological benefit that the two languages are related in the way that you can engage with it. So like Japanese seem daunting to an English speaking person, because when they look at the characters and they look at the sound and stuff, the characters themselves, it's very difficult to form an attachment to them. However, if you look at French, Spanish, and other Romance languages, or even German, there's something you can almost intuitively attach yourself. Not necessarily the semantics, like how difficult the grammar structure and stuff. There's something familiar yet new, right? And Chinese does that for Japanese. At least that would be my take on it. For an additional thing. Apparently old Korean had tones, but nobody really knows for sure. Interesting. I could see that. Because that whole region typically is tonal, right? How many non-tonal, like how many are there macro languages without tones outside of Korean in that region? Because I personally, hear me out here, I personally consider Japanese a tonal language. If you are to consider that pitch accent is important, like to distinguish, there are pitch changes in Japanese too. But I don't know if there are any languages that aren't tonal in that region. Some Nigerian languages are tonal. Oh, that's really far away. That's interesting. Yeah, I really like it. And the tonal thing, here's the thing. I'm not sure how interested you are in pitch accent. But personally, Oh, Mongolian isn't tonal. Interesting. I should listen to Mongolian a little bit more. Not tonal. Huh. So, pitch accent. I think I qualify Chinese tonality. This is only my personal take. Chinese tonality is like a grossly more liberal flexibility of pitch accent. And then English, you just throw it out the window. So I feel like if you ever want to go from English to disciplining your ear training and your vocal training, and then go into the strict discipline and sharpness and restrictive sharpness of Japanese pitch accent, I think tonality is in between these two. Like English, you can do whatever. It's the Wild Wild West. Like you just emphasize anywhere, elongate anything, right? So you technically, as an English speaker, you probably have all the capacity to make those changes. In Chinese, you have to buckle it up a little, right? You have to get more discipline, but it's less strict than Japanese pitch accent. So what happens is, I think if one of the things that I feel was really wonderful is if you start engaging in tonality already, it's a bridge to pitch accent. Not that I'm saying you can't learn Japanese and communicate fairly well comprehensively through mimicry and not really having to execute pitch accent perfectly and all that stuff, right? We already, lots of controversy about that. Tonality, there's a lot more dynamic. It's like a grosser version. Like if you're thinking ka is really tonally like different from in Japanese, it's more of that. It's incredibly. I wanna plug Chinese a little bit. It's kind of fun. It feels like you're trying to. It's breathing some of the English back, in my opinion. So if you spent like 99% of your time in Japanese and you were an English speaker, it might feel restrictive. Like you can't just elongate vowels and elongate and mess up mora and stuff and still get the point across. When you step into Chinese, it will feel like it laxed up a little. Like what I mean is now you got some of the English back, as in, oh wow, oh that's what I mean. Like, or you can just say, oh wow, that's what I mean, right? It's so now it has a functionality which English does not, right? Well, it does, but it's kind of like pitch accent. When you change your stress accent, those who are incredibly skilled at communication techniques, they tend to use volume, stress, elongation, pausing during words, right? With uptone, downtone, that type of thing, to elicit an intuition about English. Like what makes someone sound exciting, or like what's an exciting sounding teacher versus, hello class, this is Math 101. We will be reviewing the fundamentals of algebra today. For the next 3 weeks, we are, right? So you could baseline English. However, most of the charismatic speakers would elevate it. So technically tonality in English is useful. However, it's not necessary. And then it's kind of like Japanese. Some people may argue pitch accent is not necessary. However, it's really nice to be able to do that. And tonality in Chinese, you kind of need a level of degree of tonality. So it gets you flexing, in my opinion. I think one of the biggest difference between my English when I was a little kid, like easily adjusting, I was quickly able to adjust to tonality in English, like how you sound charismatic, sound excited, you know, project when you want, slow down when you want to, you know, speed up every once in a while. That's kind of the thing. And it's kind of a weird coincidence, but a lot of the bigger speech coaches happens to also be people who either learn more than one language, or they happen to be Asian born, like diaspora, like second gen people. Because generally I would say there's a lot of flexibility to tonality. However, that function is lost in English. However, Chinese can give you appreciation for tonality, and it can be refined to a sharp knife in Japanese pitch accent, which I'm obviously not great at that. Ainu has pitch accent. Oh, interesting. Wait, isn't Ainu the... Are we talking about the region in... No, we're not talking about the region in Japan, are we? Oh yeah, the Hokkaido? Okay, yeah, we're talking about the Hokkaido peeps. Okay. Yeah, they have pitch accent. Interesting, I didn't know that. You know what's funny? Duolingo introduced Ainu to me. Like, I wouldn't know of that group's name without Duolingo. I didn't realize there was like a specific name or a group of people. Yeah. Anyways, that might be something to ira karate. Ira karate is konnichiwa, and iran karate. What the? Even look Japanese. Ainu can have CVC syllables? Oh, they can. Okay, I see. That's where the RAP came from. I see. Interesting. So it's written in extended katakana. Ah, okay. I will have to check that out. That's actually pretty neat. I'm kind of curious if the Japanese in one of the games had Ainu accent or not. Now that I think about it. Because they did go to Hokkaido a little bit. Huh. What is that? Okay, so there's an ira ka kara pu, but the pu is like little. Ah, okay. I see how they get the P sound. I see. Interesting. Thanks for the share. Liang. Liang is this.
Liang.
I'm such a... I feel like I'm being... I don't want... I feel like I'm being really biased, but I really like learning Chinese and Japanese together. It's kind of a thing. I didn't think it's one of the things that exceeded my expectations. At first, like a lot of people, there was a very real concern about confusion and like mixing and matching and writing and stuff. However, my experience dispelled most of my people's concerns that kept coming up. Like, are you going to confuse Chinese and Japanese and whatnot? And it turned out to be almost quite the opposite. Obviously, this is anecdotal. I don't actually know how often people learn both Japanese and Chinese at a later life, like much later, and how often, like, what are their experience like. I should really ask someone. I don't know how many people out there who are English speakers who ended up picking both, picking up both the languages and had a similar experience. I have a very positive experience. Take it with a grain of salt, because whenever I'm learning something, the more quote unquote difficult it is, like, you know, the word difficult, the more I'm engrossed into it. It provides a challenge, in essence, problems I can solve. So I really love that aspect. Anyways, yeah. Those would be my top similarities and differences. That happens every day. It's legitimately, it's hard to read Chinese without thinking about Japanese. Unless I'm reading an English sentence, of course, like this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't remember. Did I check the? I didn't check the read on this. So we're gonna go with. Oh no, this is fun. 放弃，
别放弃，
加油，
加油。
对。圆。I think yes, this course, like this particular one, this Duolingo course, I'm gonna be talking about this in the after the next week or so. But I think the criticisms that I've heard about this course is quite hyperbolic, in the sense that I feel, yes, it doesn't have the bells and whistles of other courses. At the same time, I think this type of speed and density almost matches people who are using Anki. So surprisingly, I feel like the pace of this course reflects all the maybe unwarranted criticisms about the Japanese course being quote unquote too slow. And I've already expressed multiple times that I can barely keep up with either course in density without delaying my time. So perhaps I don't consume stuff as quickly, but I like to say I'm at least intelligent enough to pass an oral exam for a PhD in biology. So I would say at least functionally I'm intelligent enough to hold on to information enough. And I still feel that it is very difficult to remember everything wholesale. Just straight up wholesale. If someone told me they go through this course that says, oh yeah, it was too slow, I remember all the words, I would be incredibly skeptical. Maybe if that person is incredibly intelligent and somehow not intelligent in the sense of knowledgeable, but intelligent in the sense of incredible raw recall, because most of the time I'm investing in trying to connect the dots, largely due to the nature that Duolingo does not have context-oriented learning, right? So it's even harder. So the really scary part, or the thing that I'm most skeptical about, is when someone says Duolingo doesn't teach you anything. The last thing you want to say next is it's too slow, that's why you don't learn anything. And then the other thing is to cite everything that makes remembering the stuff even harder as a way to forward saying it doesn't teach you anything. Actually, I would say the Chinese course could slow down, but that means making it longer, as in providing that context and stuff. So, and I feel like the Japanese course, interestingly enough, feels the same way. And that's kind of a scary thought, that it's the opposite. To me, it's almost the opposite solution. Like, one cannot struggle with learning one cannot solve their learning problems and retention problems by speeding up a course. I think that's one of the biggest criticisms that I do not understand about these courses, where your complaints are that there's not enough things to help you learn, and yet one of the major complaints, the top major complaints, is it's boring and it takes too long. It's not as engaging as one might think. However, if you're trying to convince me that downloading Anki and doing flashcards as fast as you can is any more engaging, then that's selective bias, that's a placebo. It's not necessarily something that logically makes sense to me. It's a cognitive dissonance. You believe in flashcards because you're going fast, and you believe going fast makes you learn more in a smaller amount of time. That to me is probably one of the biggest criticisms that I'm probably gonna bring up in the next couple weeks. Like, if you're afraid you're not learning enough, or you can't seem to retain enough, the last thing you want to do is seek a thing that throws even more information at you at a faster pace. It could throw information at you at a faster pace, but with a different approach, maybe. However, speeding up is the last thing you want, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's so worth constantly saying that. If you are having problems remembering things and retaining things, it's likely that you want to embellish what's coming to you. That involves slowing down, right? Slowing down, adding more details, and that's very warranted. A criticism about the lack of context-specific learning in Duolingo, absolutely warranted. It will likely greatly improve retention. It will also greatly slow down the person's progress, quote unquote progress, as in the new things they get to learn, right? Or the new things they get to see. I would be haphazard to say that you're learning anything if you see it once and then you're like, oh, I know it. Okay, you see another 10 times, that's good enough. Let's just move on, right? I feel the Chinese course, too few examples. Even for exposure therapy, like even being exposed, it's probably too few. However, with that said, I think it goes at the speed of people who use Anki. Maybe even slower than the people who use Anki or Japanese. I think they go over way more vocabulary, self-administered vocabulary. So if I sit down and watch someone do a Anki stream, right, they're going over like 50 to 60 things, but they're expecting to go over 50, 60 things and staggered over and over again and trusting SRS to do that. And that's okay. I think that works too. My criticism deals with the pace. It leaves you desiring more, but it definitely covers a lot of vocabulary. Like a lot. I don't even know what the final total is. I'll have to count it up some other day, maybe for the review. I had about 200 characters in the Japanese course on Duolingo after getting through like hiragana or like kana, and then it started switching over, right? By the time I got there, this is how long they're taking their time to give training for Japanese. You have 200 characters. Within the first 11 or 12 units, right? If you get through section 1 and then another 2 more sections, you probably have close to 200 characters in the Chinese course. And in Japanese, it's half that. If not, like when they switched over to kanji, I would say still it averages about 10, right? It averages about 10. And Chinese, the Chinese course, since it's so condensed and stuff, it averages about 20 to 30 characters a unit. And then we're talking about 20 to 30 characters, new characters. Okay, that's an upper. We'll say 15 to 20. And then the other half is assigning new meaning to all those characters. So all the previous characters get new vocabulary words with the new characters. So at the same time, you're constantly juggling because there's no kana. There's no repurposed characters. The characters are the characters. So that's kind of like a fun swap up. I joke about it a lot, but when I look at these characters now, most people say, oh, you don't remember the reads, you remember the words, and then you know the words, then you read the characters. I actually, because of the way I learned Japanese, I did it the same way. I learned Chinese like the English way, where I treat these all as different sounds. Someone came at me and said, like, you know, the whole point of kanji and hanzi is to like develop meaning. And I'm like, I get it. I mean, I'm doing that too, but at the same time, when I'm seeing these characters, it's like I know their sounds, like even before like knowing what their words are going to be, right? Like sometimes I forget what the words part of, but I know the characters. The Hangul language are neat, but you inevitably reach the topic of the fact that they have like 0 words. Interesting. A language that have very few words, huh? Anyways, a little extra engagement. Yuan.
Yuan.
So this is part of Yuan Liang, right? Yuan Liang. So now when I see letters and pronunciation, you can put in stuff. You can put in different characters to form words, which is like the alphabet. So I made a joke earlier, but it's only a joke because there's an ounce of truth in it. I actually treat Hanzi like a Chinese alphabet. And I actually think you get so engrossed into these characters that at some point, much like Japanese, a Japanese vlogger that I watch a lot, they were talking about like pronunciation. Do you have to remember all the kanji or all like the... So sometimes you get to the point where you feel the characters sound, right? Well, Chinese will definitely get you there very quickly because they're largely unique reads with like special exceptions. It's more the exception than the rule to have multiple reads. So effectively, after a while, you're like, that's a tian. It's like that's either a tian or a jian. And then if you know one of the sounds and you plug it in onto another sound, if you have more than one character, you are more likely to get them because you'll adjust the sound of the characters. Like I didn't know about Yuan, right? But what could Yuan be next to? And Yuan Liang sounds good. So it's pretty neat. And I think it happens with Japanese language learners too, only it's a lot messier, like a lot more dynamic because of onyomi and kunyomi, right? But I still do the same through Japanese. Like I cycle through the reads, the different reads, and I cycle through like, okay, all right, what about this put together? So, but it translates even better. Like the Englishisms of learning Japanese, which is probably not very appropriate. Some people say, no, you don't do it that way. It's not very fast. I'm like, okay, that's understandable. And I can logically appreciate that. It's even less so in Chinese. I severely I have so much fun guessing what the characters sound like before I learn them. And then after a while, it's like, oh, I forgot this, but let's just improvise. What sounds like it? Let's just put these two characters together, and maybe it's something close to this. And sure enough, you get to a point where it feels like the alphabet, where you're saying like, okay, well, how do I spell serene? So you're just gonna be like, it could be an I, it could be an E, it could be an N-E. Obviously I'm thinking of serene. But then in Chinese, I'm doing the same now. I'm like, oh, well, 派对. Well, I know I don't know the exact pie, but I could just pick a pie and then remind myself later. It's like, oh, that's this pie, not that pie. And that's kind of fun. It feels the same as saying, right? Oh, it's that though. Right? Oh, actually, that's a bad example. But what I mean is a part of the word is different, right? So, oh, that though, not that ruh, like versus oh, right? Oh and that's kind of this. Where like, oh, okay, that one character, okay, it's the other character, right? They're similar, but they sound different. I really like that feeling. It could be a personal bias since my parents are Chinese, but for the most part, I think Japanese does not feel the same in that way. If I had to describe a feeling, because onyomi and kunyomi, you still have to cycle through quite a lot. So it took me less time to feel at home with pronunciation, like getting an idea of pronunciation, than Japanese. I think that's a good difference. It's a feel difference, I suppose.
他一定不会原谅你。
Like every noun of any kind of technology is a loan word in that language. Oh, I see. I could see that. 他一定 yeah, 他一定 yeah, 他一定不会原谅我. Also, religious books are out of the question. They don't have religious books, huh? Well, what are their... Do they practice spirituality with their language? He will not give you... Oh, 一定. He will definitely not forgive you. Duo. Oh, whoops, English. He will not definitely forgive you. What's wrong with that? Sorry. Animistic? Oh, okay.
Door.
Door. Sorry. They do sample vocal, like synthetic voices do struggle with that though. It's kind of funny though.
是
door 是一只聪明的猫头鹰哦，很聪明的。Your mother's side was from Ukraine, but the stories go back far enough that they're straight up shamans. Intriguing. Oh, so this is a family thing. Is that where the interest comes from? Liang. Yuan. Kind of? Okay. Liang. Bao. When? The weather is dry and also cool. 天气现在天气是 no 天气很 dry 叫叫 something 叫跟叫也和凉快很凉快 or 也很凉快 or just 和凉快
天气现在
天气很
干燥
也很凉快现在的天气很干燥和很凉快
度
this one's tough though 暖 kind of reminds me of yen the long-standing problem with yen 暖 and 暖温则雨
现在的温度大约是15度。现在
什么？
现在的温度大约是15度。
现在的温度是15度。
15度。现在的温度大约是15度。
大约是man 大约 approximately 大约是15度。
那只小鸟有红色的羽毛。
那只小鸟有红色 what 红色的羽苗 what the heck that's not Duo. What kind of bird has red? There's no red birds in Duolingo. What the heck? What kind of bird are they talking about? Okay. 现在的温度是大约15度 right
现在
的温度是大约15度Modern Russia was a colony from the 800s that never really expanded until much later. There were indigenous people all over Siberia and stuff. Oh, so they were largely isolated for some time. Interesting.
他一定不会原谅你。
How does that relate to, you know, the group around the, what is it called? The Strait of Gibraltar? No, that's not it. Right? That's a entirely different thing. The Barren Strait. My first thought was the Strait of Gibraltar. Sorry. Yeah, the Barren Strait. Strait of Gibraltar. Oh my. That's not even in the correct hemisphere. Might be connected to the Ainu. Okay, in Japan. I see. Okay. 他一定不会原谅你 That was a mistake I made. Yeah. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. I want to see what the daily refresh is like before the day's over. Dang. Oh, there's Lan. Oh no, I didn't remember Lan. Like, that's too tough for right now. Lan. That was yesterday too. Lan, and then this was missed too in Xing. Yixing. Tixing. No, Tixing. This is Xing. Tixing. Tixing. Lan. And Chang. Chang orange.
成
Chang. Not Chang.
多尔鼓励我们每天学习。
Apparently, the Genghis Khan descendant tests are patrilineal only. Patrilineal. There's a I don't know if you saw recently, but due to a lot of data mining and availability of like, you know, very popular genetic testing, that like famous observation, if you will, that very proliferative observation of Genghis Khan descendants and testing turned out to be far more spurious than one might consider. It was an interesting as of recent like availability due to like lineage tracing and stuff, due to like the advancement availability of, let's just say, publicly maybe consented available genetic reads and genetic technology. It's an interesting thing you might be interested in, actually, looking at the current scientific perspectives on the whole Genghis Khan thing, on the descendants tests, and now that there are more comprehensive and, I guess, scalped personal genetic material, like genetic information. I saw a few articles written about it, and then a few of the channels that I watch did a cover on addressing the conventional knowledge of Genghis Khan lineage. Quite interesting take. Obviously, still a lot of corollary conjecture and whatnot. Duar鼓励我们每天学习每天学习。I have a very particular interest in genetics still, right? I know that doesn't substitute for a hands-on experience. However, it's still close and dear to my heart, especially virology related stuff. Still looking at those COVID articles and what people are studying nowadays. It's kind of like how does it feel to be on the outside of genetics? It feels like that whole feeling of you get messages, you get like information way late, right? Because all that research and stuff is ongoing. So without being on the inside, you can't appreciate what is actually going on until it is published. Kind of feels like being on the outside all the time. But largely, you literally had a philtrum gap in your mustache line, not exactly 100% European stock. All right, that's kind of funny. Yeah, the phenotyping due to like oddities and features, right? What was other things, like a widow's peak was a thing, right? But there were still some phenotypic things. Epicanthal fold. I don't remember what that refers to. Let me get an image. Ah, yes. Yes, that's right. Yes. Yep. That is one still. Yeah, the eyes. Yeah. That is still one. A really good one. Cool. Xing. Xing.
Xing.
If you are lazy, Duo will cry. I had a like a late night talk to myself about if you are lazy, Duo will cry. About how it didn't dawn on me earlier, but how this type of program like Duolingo and stuff, that's kind of how Chinese education feels a lot of times. What I mean by Chinese education, I mean like Chinese cultural pressure, right? Oftentimes fear of disappointment and guilt is one of the major motivators. So when you're thinking about like educating a kid or motivating a kid to do something or like to not be lazy, oftentimes the parents would refer to some source of guilt or disappointment. So like I was going on expounding upon the idea that when I was a kid and even a high school kid and going to college, the last thing I want to see is my parents giving up on me. So I prefer that they keep yelling at me and telling me to do better than watching them like just sit there and be like disappointed or even heck even crying and stuff, right? So this is very real. When I read this statement yesterday, I was like, man, that kind of hits very different. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Hui gets thrown out in classical Chinese. Oh, really? Oh, I can kind of see that though. It's kind of just implied everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, if you whatever you're gonna say next, it's Hui. If lazy dual cry, yeah, you don't really need to say will cry. And in English, you don't even need to say will really, but we have helping verbs. So will kind of trends with like helping verbs and stuff. It's obviously will is not necessarily a helping verb, but the idea of verb phrases, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you lazy, dual cry. Like sometimes you don't even need conditionals. Like if lazy, you just say you lazy, dual cry. And then let the person figure it out. They just assume future tense dependent on the verb like hope. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I can see that. 如果 let's see 如果
如果
你很懒 oh dang it not lung 懒多尔会哭 That's a little light for I think cool is typically higher than that.
懒 鼓
行
暖 Because I keep thinking of like yuan, right? Yuan, but this is nuan. I keep thinking of yuan and duan. I'm not thinking of duan. I need to start thinking about duan for nuan before I get used to it. I'm picking the wrong final. Okay.
懒
Lan.
成 蓝
Am I crazy, or is there anyone that feels the same way? When something gets like hard or you make a mistake and stuff, it kind of makes you laugh, and then you're like, I'll get it next time. I feel like that's how I treat obstacles most of the time. If something's really hard, the last thing you want to do is let it get you down. Maybe I'm just built a little weird, but for me, when I make a mistake, I raise my emotions to match it, so then next time I can get it, possibly. It's kind of like the pep talk that people give. Like if you're not relying on other people, you have to know how to pep talk to yourself. So if you're down, you have to know how to pick yourself up, right? So I tend to laugh when I get like things repeated incorrectly and whatnot, and then tell myself that I gotta figure this stuff out again.
成
Thanks, Ichigo. I don't know how far removed modern Tibetan is from classical Chinese. I have not heard Tibetan for a long time now. I've heard it briefly in some movies, like Chinese cinema, but a modern Tibetan is in the Chinese production, but I don't remember how they sound anymore, if I even knew back then.
成
Cheng, Cheng,
圆
Yuan,
蓝
La, Gu,
谷
醒
Xing. Gu doesn't like lazy people. You heard him.
Door
Door. Door.
不
不
喜
喜
欢
欢
来
难的
人
人。
很
很难的人。
多尔鼓励我们从不放弃学习。
多鼓励我们常不放弃学习。Encourage us never to give up, never surrender on learning. Never give up on learning, folks. It sounds so cheesy, but you can choose to switch the things. So, you can give up on many things, but I feel it's optional. I actually don't really believe that, but I like to encourage people that the last thing you want to give up is giving up on learning, because without learning, you can't improve your situation, right? You can certainly make the situation worse. I know, cynicism is a really big place and a dark place, but the last thing I want people to give up on is learning. You can give up on Japanese, Chinese, you can give up on various things, but giving up on learning is very fundamental to being human and being able to improve your situation. This is very real to me. A very important concept. There are a few moments in my life that I'm comfortable in saying something that has never in it or always. Few absolute phrases. One of these is never to give up on learning. Let's see. It also this is such a conventional, there's a link, right? There's a lot of association between keeping one healthily learning and the predisposition or occurrence of dementia. So if there's anything that can scare you into keep on learning, then maybe dementia is a thing. I don't know. So that kind of tactics is more like a FUD tactics, fear, unknown, and doubt tactics. So that fear is a very aggressive and almost double-edged kind of motivator. However, a lot of research would suggest some converging evidence between individuals who keep on learning throughout their lifespan versus individuals who do not, who live long enough that cancer might not be the quality of life dip in a person, but dementia is. So perhaps that's an incentive to pick up a language sometime. That sounded really, really forced. My bad.
请他
I truly believe that, yes, fear is very effective, but I really, really would take up the challenge of using positive reinforcement as a way to challenge fear, largely due to the internet relying on fear the most for sales, business models, and all that stuff. There's plenty of fear going around. It almost feels, it almost feels like the internet might be slowly getting Asianified. Sorry, that's terrible generalization. But the fear is what's driving a lot of things. Fear of being left out, right? Fear of missing out. Fear of not doing the best. Fear of not being competitive enough. Fear of not being fast enough. Not good enough. You put fear in the front of most things and you have a whole generation of people who live with insecurities coming up, right? And it's again, I keep reminding myself, it's so disappointing and heartbreaking to see someone say, well, if I start now, I'm not going to be good enough to make it worth my while. That's fear, right? That's fear speaking. It's like, well, when you start, you don't know where you're going to end. So have no fear, but wishful thinking and hope. Classic. With that said, it can end up being worse. However, with inaction, there isn't change. Ting remind 提醒请提醒他吃药
谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件
I sound so much like a panderer and a life coach near the end of the year. And I'm not sorry about that. I want everyone to pep up. Have a good year. Wrap up 2024, and slam 2025 and say I'm ready. If it means me constantly sound like a broken record, I think that's worth it. Yeah. Get going. Prepare for 2025. Famous last words, I know. You might think, what if 2025 is awful? Like, slam it. You got this.
谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件
谁 gosh. Wait. Totally missed the first part. 谁? No. 你? 谁?
谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件
Yeah, this one's kind of weird. 谁给你发
电子邮件
谁喜欢给你发电子邮件
提醒谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件
Yeah, 提醒 So it's like a notification, like an email notification or a reminder. 嗯
他
他也有
有
它也有橙橙橙色的小角。I think I got the left one incorrect. Yeah, I got the left radical incorrect. I thought it was this. Yeah. It didn't feel right. But yeah, it's okay. 小角. We like to send you email. Who would like to? Oh yeah.
谁
谁喜欢给
你
你发提醒电子
电子邮件
，sorry。
它也有橙色的小角。
它也有橙色的小角。Itty bitty orange feet. Okay. Oh, one more. It's fine. We're good. 狼
多尔今天吃了一个橙。多尔
吃一个
今天
多尔今天吃了一个橙啊，橙
工资
Okay.
桌儿
It's I think it's really comical that the last unit in the Chinese course is talking about duo encouraging you to never give up and study every day. It's kind of a great parting ender. 多尔
鼓励
鼓励我们每天学习放弃放弃 Don't put too much pressure on him, says to Duo.
他
别给他太多太大 not 太大压力。
谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件？
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. 谁喜欢给你发提醒电子邮件。
提醒电子邮件。
You're about to go full conspiracy theory at 3:30 a.m. on how Tibetan and Sumerian are possibly linked. Sumerian, like from like the Mesopotamian, like Fertile Crescent. Sumerian? And then how they... Wow, that's a really far distance between Sumerian and Tibetan. Huh. Interesting. Full conspiracy theory. Maybe one day you should write these into like funny essays or something. Kind of like not like entirely similar or dissimilar, but not entirely dissimilar to like food theory and like style theory and stuff. That would be kind of interesting. They're both ergative absolutives. Ben has weird determinative postfixes. I'm not even sure what that means. I see. I will leave you at that. I don't know any of the terms that you just mentioned.
项目
报告偷 商量
商量
Oh, right. 商量 And what are you? 预算
预算
现在的温度大约是15度。
Oh. 现在
现
的温度现在的温度是15度。
大约
We're getting intensifiers. 大约 or like like adverbial stuff. I'm doing this with Japanese too. I'm like dropping
温度大约
I'm dropping like I just skipped to the end. I'm like, oh, okay, well it's this. Yep.
我这个星期每天要加班。
Ergative is when you flip subject and object pronouns with transitivity. I walked, me saw, he. Oh, interesting. I saw him. Okay. And then what does absolutive mean? Do they mean that they don't instill possibilities? Like there's no, they like to flip things that are absolutes, as in like if I saw him, that's something that has already happened, so they only flip during things that are absolute. I don't know what absolutive in terms of ergative means. Ergative, ergative. 我这个星期每天要 Japan 加班 I can't unhear it anymore. 加班 Oh, what does 加班 even mean anymore? Oh, overtime. Oh, that's kind of funny. That overtime sounds like Japan. Oh no. Oh no. I need to work overtime every day this week.
偷 项
项
目
目
商量意见
报告
现在的天气很干燥，也很凉快。
现在的天气很干燥，也很凉快。原谅
商量
合同压力项目
多尔是一只猫头鹰，今年7岁。
Oh, there it is. Wait, he's only 7? That doesn't check out. Oh, wait. Oh, here's a deep cut. Wait. Hold up. Yep. Got the deep cut right there. 多尔是一只猫头鹰今年 right 今年七岁 right 7 years old. So Duolingo is 7 years old. So if it was 7 years old, then the Chinese course was introduced in 2018, which I just double checked. It was launched in 2018. Because Duolingo is 7 years old. It started in 2011. I was trying to figure out if the 15 was related to how old Duo will be soon, but Duo will only turn 14 next year in 2000. But this one is definitely, it checks out. That's kind of cute. Duo is an owl. Is in owl this year. He's 7 years old. Oh, he's at 7 years old this year. Okay, fine. Tomorrow will be warmer than today. Okay.
明天
明天比今天。
今天
明天会比今天。Yeah, like for this example, dropping 会. That to me feels so natural to drop 会 here.
会
Because tomorrow is like, well, tomorrow, like the will and going to be and stuff is already implied here. But
会
in order to make this complete, you have to use 会. So 明天会比今天what, warmer? 暖和
暖和
There it is. We did it. Okay, we'll just do one exercise and see what happens. Oh, interesting. Oh, so they're just personalized practice. Oh, so that's what that looks like. I beat Chinese. I completed the course, at least the course. I didn't finish this stuff, but yeah, we're in our daily refresh. That was the last one. Today is the day. It's right before 2025. Okay, so they're just personalized practices. That's fine. We'll start the following day. Actually, let's just click on this. Let's see.
我弟弟像妈妈一样喜欢穿黄衣服。
Yeah, so it's pulling from different things. I don't know all the Chinese from Duolingo. We'll find out though. Did I ever get ba, like the ba that you were referring to? What was the ba that you were talking about? I don't think so. I didn't get it. No. Yeah, it's the one you mentioned like within the last week, right? I didn't get it. I didn't use that ba that way. Yeah. So maybe in a different source. We'll see. Yeah, so that's it. That's a wrap, folks. And it looks like it's pulls. It's not a distinct pull. It's
他的中文像你的一样好。
Let me see.
我弟弟像妈妈一样喜欢穿黄衣服。
Okay, so they're cycling through different personalized practices. So what it is they're taking personalized practices from different units, and then those units are set to those. So maybe every day they cycle through different units. Yeah, we made it through Chinese. So now I'm gonna summarize what I said in Japanese. In the end of Japanese course. Right now, ba and ye are the big prepositions I see. So let's summarize some stuff, right? This is marking a 100-day period, right? Okay, I should write these on here. So what we're gonna do in the next week-ish is that I'm gonna do daily upkeep. So Chinese is just gonna be daily upkeep from now on for the time being. And this marks the 100-day period. So before I had a 50-day review and another review at 100 days, right? And now it's been 100 days since my last review. So it's double the time. So this is day 200 is coming up. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna do our daily reviews, and then with any extra time that I have, we're gonna go back 100 days, and we're gonna prep that stuff for my review. I've already done one at these days, and the review goes like, I recall all my constructs, and now my constructs are really long and big. Before, back then, I didn't do long constructs. So now I've upped the game to longer constructs. So we're gonna try to do that all in 2 days. Because last time when I tried to review 50 days, it took over 8 hours. Like straight up 8 hours writing and then commentary and stuff. So we're going to try to split it up to 2 or 3 days. Now, before I prepare for Chinese, which still has a few days in the docket, I had to prepare for Japanese, which had the same structure. Actually, I started with 25 days and then went to like 25 days, day 50, right? For like the first couple. And I was like, okay, this volume's okay. 25 is pretty low key. So then I moved it up to 150, and that's what it lines up to here. And then I did a 200, which lines up to here. And then now Japanese is hitting 300, right? It's actually tomorrow or the next stream. So I'm going to spend like a week doing Japanese, going over as much as I can, and I'm going to be doing like a 2 to 3 day parter to summarize whatever I have changed and whatever I've done since the beginning. It's a way to show the difference between day 25 and 300. So we're going to summarize like all the, even go over like frequently asked questions, you know, FAQs that I had over time. It's usually a mix of that. The prep part is though, I need to go over all the constructs, and there are, what was Japanese? Let's use Japanese as a model. It was 40, so I'm on 78. I need to remember 32 constructs. So I need to go over and see how much I remember of 32 separate constructs from memory. So now I have to review all of them, right? And then I'm going to split them up into 15 and 15, I guess. Or 16 and 16. However many. There might be plus or minus 1 because I'm not quite sure where it ends and where it starts right now. That's probably going to be... Gotta upkeep to keep Duo from kidnapping your family? Yeah, we gotta stop that. Or like throwing you in a van and breaking out into a K-pop song, right? Right? Like serenade you in a K-pop routine and then shove you in the van, you know? Right? I see, Hideyoshi. The two propositions. We might get it in some other form, but I have to scout. I have to peruse for a different Chinese source, or how we can engage with Chinese differently outside of the plans that are already being made. I already mentioned that after this review, Chinese is going to move into a gaming slot. And the gaming slot, the immediate plan is we're going to be playing Like a Dragon 8 again. Like a Dragon 8 again, but now we're going to finally play the Chinese story playthrough. The main MSQ. Right? And then it's going to be occupied by the Japanese playthrough, because that will then set up for the English, Chinese, and then Japanese playthrough of the new game, Like a Dragon Yakuza Pirates. So that's what's planning for this slot now. Because this stuff is going to go fast. It's going to go fast for upkeep. As largely now we're in review. We're not actually learning anymore, right? For getting stuff, we're getting into Anki territory now. We're getting into Anki territory. So that's what we're going to do for now. But the really close immediate future right now is that I still have Cobalt Core to complete. And Cobalt Core is still in its English playthrough. However, it's very close to being swapped to Chinese. And then we're going to do some mining of Chinese from Cobalt Core for a deck builder for deck builder concepts, because lots of deck builders have simplified Chinese available. Lots of my deck builders. And then we can probably pigeonhole some video games in there if Like a Dragon doesn't take, if we don't take that long in Like a Dragon. It actually doesn't take that long. Like a MSQ is like 3 days to 4 days at most. And we still got till February, the second week of February before this occurs, before the game drops. And then the next step is LLMs. We're doing ChatGPT. I have to set all that up, and we're going to explore how we can leverage this, and that will set us up with something to compare with Spanish and Max stuff at the end of the year. Most of this is already discussed in the Japanese section of the stuff. So LLMs are the most the following project, along with video games. Video games will be in the slot with your quick upkeep. So Duolingo Japanese will still be followed by the review upkeep for Chinese. That means that we will probably put Japanese Wanikani first. So Wanikani is starting in after tomorrow's, the day after tomorrow's, tomorrow is Neverwinter. I'm on the 7th week of Neverwinter. So there are 3 more streams of Neverwinter, right? But Japanese Wanikani will be starting in New Year's Day. So it will be before Duolingo Japanese. And then it'll do upkeep in Chinese and then gaming. That's the gaming slot. And the gaming slot will be attempting to play English things and then use it as a form of reference to play Chinese things until a later date. Because that slot has to be... that slot will be filled with Like a Dragon for the time being. So for January and February, we're pretty much locked in. And then after that, Spanish needs to get introduced while maintaining Chinese. And once Spanish settles, we start LLM. So that's probably the plan. There is a chance it will be staggered sets like every other day instead of continuous days, because I can't expand it past 8 to 10 hours. My voice and my mind will just boil over after 8 to 10 hours, unless we're chatting really a lot, which makes it almost too, it'll be too stretched thin. So we'll try to work on schedules and stuff right now. But these are all the plans. Do you have pen? Yes. Oh no, actually, wait, do I have a pen? What do you mean, do I have? Yo, oh, you're giving me an example of the, wait, of your grammar thing that you were referring to? Topic, comment, sentence. Yeah, okay. I see. So anyways, that's the plan. It looks chaotic because it is chaotic right now. There's so many things. When something ends, there's so much to do, right? At least, I don't know if you're as excited as I am. The normal order is Yo, Ima. But yeah, oh, okay. Well, we'll find out. These are the things. So tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is Neverwinter. This slot will be temporary, right? It's 7th week. There are 10 weeks in Neverwinter. So this slot will disappear soon. And it ends at 10 weeks. There are only 10 streams for Neverwinter. So that's temporary. So that's for tomorrow. So, and then for the next 3 Mondays still. And then Japanese will be, we're entering a week of review for the 300-day review. I don't have good words for this stuff. And then after that is accomplished, then Chinese will also have a 300-day review. My goal is to try to take this week for both, to try to work on it, on both of them at the same time. But these will be staggered. These days will be staggered because I can only do one at a time, because these will take like 16 hours total each. Then we resume the same schedule, and then we're gonna insert things. The first one, even during this, Wanikani is gonna be inserted here right before. So we'll see how that works first. So the most immediate next thing is probably Wanikani being inserted in front of Japanese on January 1st. Right. What a great way to start the day. Start the year. We hit Wanikani. Yeah. Exciting. I haven't thought about anything that I can insert yet other than LLMs. I already had planned to use LLMs for both of these. So alright, folks. Well, that's a wrap. Hopefully, there's something interesting there. We kind of talked a lot about it. Today I was being a little bit more, generalities. I'm starting to get a little bit too bold with my statements. So I want to reiterate, hopefully, take most things with a grain of salt because my experience is limited. It's not offered as professional advice, and most of the time, most things are anecdotal, right? However, when someone asks, I try to give them a name, and oftentimes I use a preface, right? And otherwise, I will continue to try to work up faster responses, but also make at least the effort to know or acknowledge what the limitations of those comments are, because I think that is something one honestly should be doing themselves. However, if you don't ever see it happen, right, if you don't see people doing that, it might be not a normal thing to do. So that is my goal. My goal when it comes to moving forward with projects and stuff is the idea that I would love and desire that those who have a lot of influence demonstrate discretion. That's my goal, at least for myself. Yes, you can influence people, but every once in a while it's worth demonstrating discretion. I think without the demonstrating of discretion nowadays, comments, cell tactics, decision making no longer has a form of deeper discretion, right? There's no longer decision making anymore. And when I mean decision making, I'm talking about having people convince you to make a decision, what the decision is, as opposed to making a decision based on informed discretion, right? That's kind of a thing. So mirroring what I'm doing is not what I want to see myself thinking about a couple years down the line. I kind of dread sometimes the feeling that if someone says or implies that whatever I'm doing is the best way to do something, or you decided to do the same thing I did and it didn't work, and then you're calling me out on saying, oh, you didn't do this because it didn't work for you. It's like, well, I didn't say it worked for you. What I'm trying to demonstrate is what I did to get to where I am. So I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling whatever I'm doing here. I'm showing you how I engage with the material. So hopefully one day I can distinguish between the things I guess, the advice I want to give versus the advice people assume. Right? So the social norm now is if you see it enough, it's considered advice and it's considered the right way to do things. If you see a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I do not take accountability. And like I'm saying that those people do not represent my confidence in my own approach. Like what I mean by that is if a lot of people start doing the same thing, I'm no more confident in my approach than what I have established myself. Because you can't account for spuriousness and individual variations. People constantly say it depends. I would encourage them to learn to explain how it depends. It's hard. It requires a lot of effort. However, that exercise is really, really important. It's discretion. It's making tough decisions. Saying it depends and using catch-all phrases means that you don't have to do it, right? When you say it depends, you no longer have to engage in the conversation. You don't have to weigh anything. You don't have to try to do anything. If you say that to me, that says it's not worth your time. And I'm like, okay, fair enough, right? Like that's what it interprets to me. However, there's a deeper, longer, and more systemic indifference. When someone says it depends, it has become a reflex for a lot of people. Yeah, at a sleepover right now. Nice. Nice, Anakis. I hope your holidays are going well. I'm about to head off, but hope you're having a great time in holidays with friends and family. Also, Happy New Year if I don't see ya. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. where you are. Yeah. So if I don't see ya, Happy New Year, right? So with that said, I'm happy we reached the end of something tentatively, right? So with that said, I want to thank everyone again. Again, this is a great tentative conclusion to something, like a logistical conclusion, and then we're going to wrap it up with a review, like a composed review that isn't going to be short. I mean, like, how do you summarize over 500 hours of stuff? 18 hours seem fairly reasonable. So with that, if you're gonna watch this later, yes, yeah, right. Yeah, I really thank everyone for questions and stuff. I love answering questions, but more so not necessarily providing an answer, but replying to inquiries. And then I totally welcome other people to provide their own insights. And no, it's not divided by experience or intellectual capacity. If you have an opinion, it's a representation of whatever your background is. If you happen to be younger, your perceptions and perspective is different. It's informative, right? If I'm going to collectively provide advice in the future, maybe even consider a professional distribution of something, I think for me, I am genuinely more interested in other people's input than my own. So be wary of that. And yeah. And to everyone else, thank you. Have a happy holidays. By the time you watch this, maybe holidays are over. I hope you had a good one with loved ones, friends. You know, practice that interpersonal communication. I'll catch everyone on next time. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.